Connie Stewart with SimplySimpleStamping.com. I'm so glad you could join me today for today's Now or Wow video. Now, yesterday I shared this card with you in the flashcard series, and it is actually part of the Now or Wow. This was my Now card. I was able to make it very quickly, but I want to show you my stepped up version, my Wow. Check this out. I know it's going to be kind of hard to see here on the camera, but you can see my little star is going to dangle inside there. I know it's just so hard. I wish I could get the camera at just the right angle for you to see. When you open it up, you see we've got a lot of great dimension. Our Bravo going on there. It's a really fantastic card. So let's get going with today's Wow card. All right, for cardstock today, we're going to be using Tempting Turquoise. I have it cut at 11 inches by 4 1/4, scored at 5 1/2, so it's a standard medium size card. My two pieces that I'm going to be using to embellish are Whisper White, that is cut 2 1/2 by 4, and then I have a piece of the fantastic silver Glimmer paper. I love bling and I love this cardstock. It's cut 4 1/4 by 2 3/4. Now what we want to do with these pieces is we want to cut them both down to 3 inches. So it's going to look something like this. This is what we're going to have left over. My little silver piece is floating around here somewhere, but we've got that piece as well. So let's go ahead and begin working with this. Let's start with this one here. The stamp set I'm going to use is called Pictogram Punches. It has this great sentiment, "You're a star." We're going to ink that up in Tempting Turquoise and just stamp that right there on that piece of cardstock. Now what we're going to do is we're going to put a couple Stampin' Dimensionals on the back of this. Very simple. And then we're going to adhere that down onto the piece of silver Glimmer. So very easy. Let's set that off to the side, and we're now going to get to work on our card base. So to do this, I'm going to open my card up. We're going to be using some Framelits today, the star Framelits. We're going to be using the 3 smallest ones, so we're going to call these small, medium, and large. What I'd like you to do on that first one is we're going to lay it here on our card, and then I'm going to take the smaller one and put it right here in the center. We're then going to run this through our Big Shot. Real quick, I just want you to kind of see, as far as the spacing of that, keep in mind this is where our sentiment's going to go. So we want to make sure we're not, moving this, putting it right in the center and letting that get cut off. So we do want to kind of keep it up to the top a little bit, keeping in mind we're going to have a ribbon up here, so don't let it get too high at the top. So we're going to run this through our Big Shot just like so. Okay, so we can punch these out. Of course, we're going to be using these pieces. And what we're going to do is we're going to take that big star that we cut out and some Stampin' Dimensionals. I am going to put 1 dimensional in each point. The reason being, the way this card opens and closes, I just don't want it to get caught. So I just felt it was best, and Stampin' Dimensionals are so inexpensive. Why not just go to town on them, right? Okay, and so what we're going to do with this, let me close my card. We are going to kind of center that up right in that little punched area, so that we get that really great dimension in our card. Fantastic, isn't it? Okay, we are now going to take our piece of Whisper White cardstock that we have, and we are going to take the medium-sized star. We're just going to center that up in the card, and we're going to run that through the Big Shot as well. All right, guys, just one more piece of work at the Big Shot. We're going to take the small star Framelit. We're going to run that through the Big Shot down here at the bottom. And then we're going to come in with the Itty Bitty Punch Pack, the Accents. This has 3 punches. We're going to use the star, and we're going to punch 6 stars out of that one, okay? So our 1 big one and our 6 small stars. What we're going to do with those is, I've got just a mini glue dot on the back of this one. We're going to tuck that fabulous bling down inside. Remember, this one is on there with dimensionals, so it tucks down really, really cute. Now let's go ahead and start to work on our dangling star. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to take the brand new Handheld Punch. This is the 1/16 Handheld Punch, and I'm just going to punch a hole right there in the top. I'm going to come in with my card and I'm going to punch a hole right there as well. All right, I have taken just some of our white baker's twine, and you can see I've run it through the hole in the star and through the inside and out of the little hole in the top of my card. Now check this out. It was very important that, for me, that my star dangle in just the right spot. You know what I mean? We didn't want it too low. We didn't want it too high. Here is my fabulous trick. I am going to pick up a mini glue dot with my paper piercer. I'm going to kind of give this a nice little tug, centering up my, my baker's twine, centering up my flower there. I'm going to take this mini glue dot and look at that. We're just going to kind of glue down. Now don't worry, we're actually going to be doing more to it and really gluing it down, but I'm kind of using that rather than trying to tie and pray to God I can get that tied where I want. Check it out. That's awesome. Now, I'm going to come in with my ribbon scissors. Let's trim that off. Now to hide that, because goodness, we're certainly not leaving that, I have got a little bow and a mini glue dot on the back of that. So look, we can hide that. We're going to give it that second little bit of mini glue to make sure that star is not going to go anywhere. Fabulous little tip. Okay, so no tying and going all crazy. We don't have time for that. Okay, let's take this blue star, this turquoise star that we cut out. We're going to use a Stampin' Dimensional on that. We'll add that to the center. And remember, all those little 6 stars that we cut out, well, let's just put one of those right here. And the sentiment, we're ready to go ahead and put that on. Let's just adhere it down here at the bottom. I've just got some snail on that. Now we get to have some fun. Just take these little extra stars that you have, and we're going to scatter them here. Oh, before I go too far, let me take one of those. This Eurostar, let's cover up that turquoise star and give it a little more bling. And I'll put one here. I've got one more, and we'll go about right there. What do you think? All right. So we have got some really great shimmy and shaking going on there. Let's go ahead and stamp on the inside. I love that when I open it, do you notice that my star is always face up? I know, pretty cool. We're going to come back in with the Tempting Turquoise ink pad. But real quick, I'm going to bring in a Stampin' Pierce mat because the next stamp I'm going to use is Bravo. And this is from the Bravo stamp set. How easy is that? And I'm going to ink that up. I'm going to stamp the word Bravo. Make sure I kind of clear that spot right there. And we'll stamp Bravo right there. And at that point, we have got ourselves one fabulous wow card. What do you think? Let me bring in yesterday's card and today's card. I am so tickled with how this one came out. I'll tell you what, this is one I was just doing the happy dance all day over this one. I hope you would do too. I hope this is a card that you're going to give a try because it was fun, fun, fun. Well, guys, thanks so much for checking out today's Now or Wow video. I hope that you're finding great inspiration with this series because I sure am having fun bringing it to you. So remember, Simply Simple Stamping is the place you can go to get those fabulous star framelits, to get that wonderful ribbon, and hey, you got to get yourself some silver glimmer paper. Holy moly, it's going to sparkle your world. So be sure to check it out at simplysimplestamping.com. Thanks again for tuning in, and you guys have a terrific day. I can't wait to stamp with you again soon. Bye-bye.